Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with my new video, and this time we'll be talking about JSON handling in the Python language. So let's get started. I will create a new file here and let's name it as temp.py. Here we go. Okay, so for JSON handling we have a inbuilt module here, import JSON. So JSON is a module. This is inbuilt in Python. So we have four type of functions we majorly use. So one is json.dump, another is json.dump s, then json.load, and then json.load as. Okay, so let's try them each. Let me just comment them and we'll talk about them one at a time. So let's talk about json.dump. So suppose you have any dictionary here, a dictionary object. Now let's take this value, let's take this key and value 1, this is a string 1. Let's take another key 2 which has integer. Then let's again take key 3 which takes boolean, and then key 4 which takes list of anything. It could be another key, but then this could be a hierarchical. So just let's take it as simple thing. For now let's take a list and just make use of this 1 2 3 4 5. So there are 5 items in this key 4. Let's take it also one another dictionary here. So this another dictionary has key 6. It could be inner key, and let's just take only one key here. So let's also have the value of type string. So this is just text inside this. Now let's take another key 6 and let's take it as none. So this is our normal dictionary, right? Now suppose this dictionary you have to write it in our local path. How will we save that as a JSON? So how will we save that? So what we have to do is we have to first of all open a file, and let's name a file. What should we suppose I am keeping this name json.json, and here you have to give the mode, whether it's read or write. So let's give as write operation that you want to do for this file. So if this file exists, it doesn't exist or exist, it will just overwrite it. So now I will just say json.load, this is json.dump, and now when you dump that dictionary, so basically when you say dump, actually you convert the dictionary to either you want to convert it to JSON and save it, or you want to convert that into a string. So in that case you will use dump as. So for this json.dump, I am dumping it to local file location, and this file we have given it here. So if you just see what are the parameters that we have to give, arguments. So we have to give the object that you have to dump, and then there is a file pointer. This file pointer will be the pointer that I have given here. So let's write it as this. Now this will just dump, and let's check this also. Let's run this. Okay, let's just ls, and you can see there will be a json.json. If I just open it. So here you can see how that is converted here, and you see most of the values are same, but if you see the boolean value in Python, if you see we have to write the boolean values as false and true, and the f and the t of true, you have to have that in a caps for the first letter, but here you will be having a standard what we have in the JSON. Also then there is a none field here. Key 6 has none value, that will be converted to null. So that's the JSON format. Now suppose we right now I just comment this code. Now I have to read this this JSON file. How will I do that? So I will again I have to read it from a file. There I have to write it. Now I have to read it. So I will say json.json and say read, and let's name it as read here, and say json.load. So when to load it from a file, we'll say load. We want to convert it back to dictionary. So this load functions is actually they convert into a dictionary, Python dictionary, and when you convert that into a dictionary into a JSON format, you will say dump or dump as. So now I have to read it from this json.json file. So I will say json.load, and now I just have to give this file operator. If you just file pointer, okay. So I will say read, and whatever is returned is the dictionary file, dictionary. So new date. Now I will just print it. So here we go. So here we go. Here we can see the key 6 is none. Now, so this was normal. When we have to write it to the file, then we will use json.dump, and if I have to read it from a file, JSON file, so I will use json.load. For that we have to have a file pointer, so you have to open that file pointer also, and then you have to give it here also. Now let's talk about how will we convert a JSON which is in string format. Now you have to convert it into a dictionary format. So there can be case like when a file you have to from one code, a function or from a API, you get some response, and that you got as a string, but actually it's actually JSON. So this string has JSON. So let's take it as, so this is stringified JSON, what we call as stringified JSON. Now this JSON will have some value like this, like this is the string, and it will have something like this. So this is key 1, and let's say 1, right? And again I have to use this operator also, backslash, // and let's take another value, just 2. Let's take third key also. So now you take it as null. So this would be null, since this is a JSON, proper JSON, and it is stringified. That's why anywhere you will get the codes, you will get it like this. Now this JSON, if you want to convert this into a Python dictionary, how will you do that? So again, here also you are getting some stringified JSON. You want to convert that into a Python dictionary. So for that you again have to use some load function. So here you are actually getting it from a, not from a file but from a string. So you will say load as. So you will pass this variable here and you will find a new dictionary here. So JSON converted JSON, sorry, converted dictionary, and let's print this one. Okay, so it has got some problem. It's because you see this is not a correct JSON. For that you have to convert it into proper true format, that is boolean format, that is in the JSON. Now I think it should run. Yeah, so you can see key 1, key 2 true and key 3 is none. So this is how you convert it into a from a string you have to convert it into a dictionary, Python dictionary. Now another thing is, if you have a Python dictionary and you want to convert it into a stringified JSON, so how will you do that? So again you have another dictionary here. So let's take some values here, like some this invoice number is coming like 1 2 3, and there's a price here 2.3, and some item name, let's take it as what do we say, 2.3, price is too low, let's take as 50, and let's take chocolate. Okay, so let's take it as Python dictionary as take to 1. Now I have to convert this as JSON dot, I have to convert that into a string. So I will say JSON dot dump as. So you are dumping your Python dictionary into a stringified, into a string. So you will give this dict1, and let's take this as a variable, and now if I just print it, it should show me string format. So here we go. Right now it doesn't make a lot of difference here, but it is actually a string here. If you want to see it like really, if you want to check that, so let's take another item here, another key, so key n, and let's take add is true, and now if you see, this will be a JSON format, JSON which is stringified. Now if I just run it, so it say key n is true, but this is again passed as a string. And you can always check this, if you have to check this, the type of any variable, you can always say type. So let's also check this one also. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Here we have 4 type of functions that we checked right now. So first one was JSON dot dump, where we are saving a Python dictionary to a local file. Then second one is we are loading our local JSON file, you can say to a JSON file just, and reading a JSON file to Python as Python dictionary. Right, and then there is JSON.load as. So JSON.load as here means you are converting stringified JSON to Python dictionary. JSON.dump has so here we are converting a Python dictionary to stringified JSON. It's a string actually. It's a string. Here you will get dict type of value, load as. Okay, you again load it. Here also you will get dict, and here you will save it, save dict as save JSON. If you have any doubt, do share in the comments. Thank you.